Hey guys, welcome to BTech. It's Basil here with an Xperia Z2 and an Xperia Z1, the predecessor. The Z2 announced the MWC 2014, packs a 5.2-inch Full HD display. It's largely similar to the Z1, so a video like this is going to help you figure out exactly what is different. We're going to start off by talking you around the design, and both of these devices look very similar, sporting Sony's omni-balance design ethos, and that's a really good thing because we like the design of the Z1. But the Xperia Z2, despite having a bigger screen, is thinner and it's lighter, and it's got significantly less bezel. You can really make out it's just a better screen experience altogether, not least of all because it has an IPS panel as opposed to the old school TFT found on the Xperia Z1 before it. We have our own launcher on the Z1 because we actually use this phone as a personal phone, but we can talk you quickly around the key differences across the UI and the physicalities on the Z2. Starting off with the camera button on the Xperia Z2 has been improved somewhat over the Z1. It's more sizable and it feels a lot nicer to press, making it easier to launch the camera application from wherever you are. You've also got the micro SD card slot on the left-hand side as opposed to, on the right-hand side, sorry, as opposed to the left, and on the left-hand side is where you find the micro USB port and micro SIM trays. You've also got the wireless charging connector, the dock connector, and at the base the speaker isn't underneath the grille but instead 3 holes. Up at the top, 3.5mm headphone jack, and you've also got a noise cancelling speaker too that can eliminate up to 98% of background noise according to Sony. 20.7 megapixel camera around the reverse, NFC point and Sony logo as well as an Xperia logo. This thing is available in purple, black and white. So all in all, very similar devices. If we look at the interface though, Sony has done something different, just something slightly different with the Z2. If we unlock the phone for starters, you have a different lock screen. As opposed to the shutter lock screen of old, you have a more traditional, you can just swipe anywhere. Pulling down the notifications bar, and rather than have quick settings and notifications on one screen, you've got them compartmentalized, and you can really nicely edit your quick settings from your quick settings menu. If we pinch out, we can see both, well, we can't do it on there because of the launcher. We can see on this device on the right hand side, the Z2, you've got your traditional widgets, apps, wallpapers and themes, which would look identical on the Xperia Z1. But if we tap through on themes, you've got different theme choices. And in addition to that, you can add more themes, something that we haven't seen before, and that's through the Sony Select Store. The key difference comes in the form of the camera. While the actual technology behind it is the same, the shooting modes that you can have on it are very, very different indeed. For starters, you can see you've got 4K video on there, but you've also got time shift video and a background defocus app. We're going to start off by really talking about 4K video. If this thing's connected to a TV, you can record some 4K video, which in itself is pretty neat stuff. The image stabilization, the digital image stabilization on here works very well. You can see my hand's shaking, whatever, but it's really compensating for it very, very nicely. We can take a look into the distance where you're going to have some real detail, pointing it directly at the sun right now, bringing it back into frame, and we'll play that back for you to see. If this thing was connected to a TV that's full HD, for example, we could actually zoom in on the picture, and because it's recording in 4K, we're not going to lose any of that detail. Now wait until it focuses on the buildings in the background, and then you should really be able to make out how impressive that is, making for the first time 4K on a phone even remotely purposeful. So that's one really nice touch. Naturally, having an MHL3 connector on there, it can output in 4K to a 4K TV too. So the camera technology is the same, but that background defocus app is also worth looking at. So we can really quickly take a picture of, say, our Canon lens, open up the background defocus app, and you can see right there, you've got a cushion in the background. We're quite close anyway, so we'll get some decent depth of field on there, but we can actually pull that into frame. And while it's doing its magic, it's working out just how much it will let us defocus that background. So that makes it look like it was a lot further away, or we've got a much wider aperture on the lens than we do. And you can see you can have radial focus or linear defocusing as well. So nice touches. This isn't going to sell the phone. So if you've got an Xperia Z1, you're probably not going to want to upgrade to a Z Z2. Having said that, if you've got a Z, it's high time it saw a successor in your pocket. We definitely say it's a much better device than the Z. The processor inside is the same kind of spec in terms of power, but it's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801. You have 3 gig of RAM instead of 2 gig, which we never thought 2 gig was too little on the Z1. We never came into much slowdown, but you do have a larger battery. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Other specs are really identical, so 16 gig internal memory across both. You've got NFC, LTE, etc, etc. But if I've left anything out, or if you do have any questions, just fire them in the comments section below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you are and you like the video, click the like button. If you're enjoying BTech, the channel, click subscribe, and make sure you head over to btech.com for the latest in smartphones, tablets, and some awesome deals as well. At the top of the screen is where you can find 3 hand-picked videos for your viewing pleasure. On the bottom left is where you can subscribe, and on the right hand side you can check out our exclusive deals over at btech.com.